starting here. So today I'm going to introduce this vertical blind we bought from Home Depot and the introduction, how to get it installed and get fit to your window. The benefit of the package is very affordable. It's about 60 Canadian bucks. The cons is how to do the stuff. It's getting contractor in your home, but it's similar to money. We get a code from the companies. Even the cheapest one got is over 300 bucks. Okay, and the time for this installation probably half a day. You've got the right tools. Okay, here are the tools you will need for this job. You have a ruler to measure the length, the width of your window, two clamps that will hold this bracket. So later you probably need to cut them. And this is a grinder with a metal cutting blade. If you don't have it, it's about 70-80 Canadian bucks. You can find it in Home Depot. This blade is about 10 bucks. And here is the drill. You probably have it. Here's a blind. You can get it from Home Depot. The one I'm having is 2 meters long, or where's that? 78-inch width. You will also need a marker, a Phillips screwdriver, a plier, and the tapes. Later, I'll show you how to use them. Okay, here's what's inside the package of the vertical blind. Here's the metal gears. Here's the front cover. You can see the color is white. Here are the blinds. And this is the portion we have to modify it. This is a 2 meter long rail for the blinds. You can see this is a control rod. You can twist it to change the angle of the blade, or you can use it to get it unfolded. This rail is 2 meters long. Next step, we're going to measure the windows. We're going to install this blind and cut it to the right length. Here is a window. We're going to install the new vertical blinds, and you can see this is the older rail. All the older blinds were fabric, and they're like a kind of a powder-ish already. It's removed, and to remove this rail, in this case there are two spring-loaded brackets. To remove that, reach your hand behind. There should be a lever. Once you push it down, that will really spring. Same here, release spring. Here's the older rail. You mount it. Here you can use a ruler to measure the length of the older rail, or I'm going to use the older rail as a reference to make the cut. For the new rail, line up the end with the control rod with one end of the older rail, and then mark up the other end according to the length of the older rail. That'll be the cut. Now it's time to count how many clips we're going to keep on the new rail. Just get the rail at a full extended position and find the end of the older rail, and then use a tape to label the one you're going to keep. Before we make the cut, let's look at one end of this new rail. There's a black metal ring, which is a positioner, and cross click, you should see a clear plastic positioner too. So they both together will hold the first click in place. Use a Phillips screwdriver to get the screw and the plastic end removed. Okay, after we remove the spacer and get the first blade holder down, here's a black ring. You will need a plier or whatever is powerful enough than our fingers to get it removed. Keep these three little things in a good place. Later we have to install them back on. Now it's time to remove all those clicks that we're not going to use. It's relatively easy. You can get a rod moved to the center-ish and get the extras removed. Until you reach the click, you have a tape on it. Here's the link that we're going to remove from the last bit. You can force it out, and don't worry if it broke. Here is what it should be like after you have all those extras removed. And now's the time to mark the rod, and then we are going to cut them. Fasten the rail that to be cut onto a stable bench. Here I use 2 clamps. And the safety. You will need to wear eye protection, hearing protection, hand protection, and foot protection. Make sure you do it in a safe manner. If you're not comfortable, find something else good for you. Or I'm thinking since the metal is very thin, you probably can use other tools like a plier to get them cut, since the cut is not necessary to be clean or neat.
Here is the cut I just made. Well, it's not very beautiful, but it should be good enough. We're going to put it in because sandpaper, it's nice to sandy edge because it got lots of spices up there. You can hurt the finger. Just be careful this portion.
Get it generally cleaned. Same for this rod in the center. Mark and drill a hole for the screw at the same position as the end where the cutoff shows.
Try the screw fitting. That should be okay.
Now recollect those small parts. Now take the very last click assembly out and install the black ring as needed. This can be adjusted a bit later, so don't worry. Here's one thing, when you put lots of bit in, make sure, if you can get closer, this bit, they're in the right angle, even though it can adjust a little bit later, but it's always good to adjust it now. You can see the rail is, yep, that's the right position for it. You can just do a final cleaning of everything, get the dust out of it. Now put on a spacer. And it's best to squeeze this end a little bit, since the cutting might get more widened. Now some piston. Oh, look at that. My cut wasn't clean, but it shouldn't affect too much. Now, put the screw in through the hole we drilled to get the end bit fixed to the end. Okay, here's the final rail of the cut. You can see this is the new end. It doesn't look very nice, but once installed, it should be covered by the front cover, and it doesn't really affect. It's at the very edge. There's the rail. Okay, in this mounting package, they include the 3-point supports. In my case, I'll be only using 2 of them. Okay, I'm removing the old ones. I'm planning to use those old screw holes for the new installation. One thing you need to consider is if the blade will be the window will get in the way of the blade. Okay. Okay. Make sure it's secure. Now let's get a new cut rail. In this case, both direction installation will be okay. You can leave the control rod on your left hand side or on your right hand side. In this case, I'll put my rod on my left hand side. You can change later if you don't like it. So put it in the front and in, push it in. Look at that. Perfect fit, isn't it? There we go. Now let's play with the shade. It comes quite long and I have to trim it to make it a fit to my window. what I do is get one hand and cut to the right length and use that one as a reference to cut the others. It's easy to cut with scissors, or you got some miter saw, that'll be even faster.